A new environment. Nobody knew what to do, except one thing, staring at each other in our first lesson. But before that, cool Mr. Carter and Sinan Hoca asked us to line up according to our surnames. We all were looking at each other and waiting for someone to lead. Then, some of us took action. After a great effort, we have done it. Now, we were supposed to find adjectives. And I said, "No, teacher." Again, nobody knew what to do. After a break, our first teacher came in. That teacher was the teacher who was going to be our mentor to help us become LP10. She came in and got tripped by the big whiteboard. My inner voice said, "Does she really teach at RC? She can't even walk." Never mind. Coming back to my sentence, nobody knew what to do except one thing, staring at each other. Now, that crazy teacher wanted us to stare at each other. Oh, I was quite sure she wasn't a teacher. More like, I don't know, not a teacher at least. After some time, Mr. Vanderhoeven came in. He wrote his name and I was like, Vanderhoeven, Van Hoven, Wonder Woman? Luckily, we could say Mr. V. To conclude, we did tons of different things which we weren't used to do. I just told you the summary of the things we have done in the first day of the school. Now, I would like to continue my speech by, you're not debating. Okay, let's meet the students in LP10 then. Soykan, intellectual and ambitious. Ozan, charismatic and intelligent. Simya, helpful and happy. Bora, tall and crazy. Arda, artist and football player. Ece, fame in Antalya and funny. Demir, hedgehog and amusing. Ayseli, cute and cat lover. Alara, reliable and sympathetic. Selin, attractive and sarcastic. Edis, calm and polite. Deniz, little and sweet. Mustafa Eren, naughty and British. Tunç, gamer and friendly. Eren, knowledgeable and president. Aslı, logical and talented. Hena, chatty and warm-hearted. Ayşe, literate and well-educated. Ömer, anything and everything that comes to your mind. Ecem, race and lovely. Misos, adjectives won't be enough, but simply. Alright, let me tell you about the myth of LP10. One day, 20 brilliant students came into the same classroom. Woods 309. Woods 309 was their motherland. No matter what, they would assemble 5 days a week in their motherland. At the very beginning, since those 20 brilliant students didn't know each other, they didn't chat a lot. They weren't a cooperative community yet. A mysterious person, or a counselor. No, a mysterious person took every singular participant of LP10 and talked with them in order to help them become a cooperative community. That mysterious person couldn't be successful. LP10 was not moving as a whole, but as groups of 3 or 4. This situation went on the same for a while. Thank God, they finally met their mentor, IBKOs. The mentor was intelligent enough to figure out what was going on. She sacrificed her 40 minutes and assembled them all together. She named this assembly as Weekly Class Meeting. After the weekly class meeting, every participant of LP10 found something in common with each of them. They gained some community spirit. Newly, everyone found their best friends. Some of them were 3 best friends. They couldn't even choose one. Now that the community was more friendly, they started to meet outside their motherland. They were now close enough to sacrifice from their own time. Everything was going fine. But there was a problem, and the problem was LP10's behavior. LP10 started to be naughty and cause problems in their motherland. Their mentor was getting angry. However, she was able to stand against it. LP10 was crossing the line more and more as their mentor wasn't saying something. It became unbearable for the mentor, and she was waiting for a minor thing which would drive her crazy. One day, LP10 continued to not paying attention to the mentor's warnings and her dissatisfaction of their behavior. The mentor was trying to explain and teach something, but LP10 was laughing without caring her and having side conversations. And that was the last straw. They have lost IBKOs. Now the person they were talking with was Bad BKOs. Bad BKOs didn't have anything in common with IBKOs. Bad BKOs was almost the opposite of IBKOs. LP10 was very sad at the moment that they understood IBKOs was gone. LP10 was able to deal with Bad BKOs only for a short period. They were talking with their secret communication app, which helped them to send text to each other. They named it Dad's App. They asked and discussed what to do as Bad BKOs was getting worse and worse. LP10 assembled together with Bad BKOs in order to help her return to IBKOs, their mentor. After a lovely conversation with Bad BKOs, they were able to take their mentor back. Suddenly, someone came in. Alpitan asked what was going on, and he introduced himself as FF. FF was standing for Futurist Fraud. Futurist Fraud distributed IBK cards to return back to original Alpitan, where was everything solved in peace and there was no naughtiness. Everyone was glad that they met Futurist Fraud and got IBK cards to return. Don't wonder how I know this myth very well. I'll tell it. I was one of the participants of Alpitan. Cross your fingers and say, bad because don't come back.